So hello guys, this is Justine again, and today I'll be doing a very simple experiment, a model that shows the different states of matter that you may have learned as well as the water cycle. So firstly, I would like to review all of these concepts before I go on. Looking at this slide over here, you can see that there are three major forms of states of matter, which are solid, liquid, and gas. In solid, you can see that the dots or the particles are really dense, they're all together. And in liquid and gas, it's a little more spaced out. In gas, you could see that it's really a lot of space in between, and this is what makes it less dense. And looking at water, if water is in solid form, it's ice. Liquid form is just liquid water, and in gas form, it's just water vapor. I'm going to be talking specifically about looking at the water cycle. So in the water cycle, I would first like to talk about condensation. Condensation is where water is in a form of a liquid, so it's in a cloud form, and there are lots of liquid water in the air, but you can just see it as the cloud. And when it rains or if it becomes very dense and it becomes very heavy, it falls down, which is called precipitation. So it could also rain or snow, and this is dependent on the temperature. So when the temperature is very low, then it becomes into a solid form and it becomes more dense and becomes snow. All of this snow and water, it all collects in large bodies of water such as lakes, rivers, or oceans, and this is when evaporation occurs and the water turns from a liquid state into a gas state, where the liquid water turns into a water vapor. And this water vapor comes together, large amounts of water vapor come together in clouds, then it becomes in a liquid form again, then it goes to precipitation, and the cycle repeats again and again as the weather changes and water is able to cycle through and move around from one state to another very freely. So, because it might be hard just listening to this, I would like to now start a very short experiment that will help you really look at what happens. So hello guys, I'm back and I'm going to now start creating a model that will show what I explained. So it's really simple. I have a cup of water and I prepared this before, but you just need tap water. It doesn't really matter the temperature. And you have this shaving foam that you might find at your house. And this is food dye, color dye, and I chose blue because I wanted to represent the rain, but you can choose actually any other color that you want. So what we're going to do is first you're going to put water inside the cup. I already did, and you could do it before. It doesn't really matter. And you're going to put a layer of shaving cream foam, and you're going to make sure that it covers all of the surface of the water so that it will be all covered of foam. You might not be able to see the water when you just look at it from above. And you're going to put a little bit of food dye inside, and you're going to see what happens. So let's begin. So now that I have all of the shaving cream ready, you can see that it really covers the surface. And I'm going to now put the food dye. You don't need to put a lot. And right now you can see that all of the food dye, it's above, it's blocked, its weight's blocked from the water because of the dense shaving cream. Because the shaving foam is less dense than water, it's above. And you can see that suddenly the food dye is starting to trickle down. Let's wait a little bit more to see what happens. So now you could really see that even though there was the shaving foam, the water, it's starting to turn blue because the water is trickling down. And this is what happens also in the water cycle. So as you can see, at first, because of the foam, the food dye couldn't come down. Because the food coloring and the food dye is very dense, it's starting to sink down, just like what happens in condensation. and precipitation, where when the water vapor comes together and it becomes really dense, it starts to fall down in rain. So it really gives you a good visual and a good look of what happens, because you can really see that the drops are starting to pour down, just like in real rain. Let's see what happens after a little bit more time passes. So now my water has almost turned blue, and this is because the food dye is really dense, so that's why it's seeping through to the water. You can keep it for a longer time if you want to observe further changes, and I think it's really interesting way to show the water cycle, and I hope you enjoyed this experiment. Thank you!